we got to follow up on the ICE story because we're seeing, you guys know that we had the lockdown in DC a few weeks back. Trump started talking about we have to bring action to Chicago. Now he's talking about action to Portland. What do I mean by action? Bringing military force. And the way he's describing these cities right now, the way he's describing Portland is not accurate. It's not okay. And it's designed to pit us against each other. We see this thing. We see this formula happen all the time, and we got to be smarter than this. Here's a recent press conference where he finger points Portland and says, we're going to take care of business there. And it's not good. It's not good. And what are we talking about? We're talking about people having a problem with ICE going around their towns and targeting people based on what they look like. And that's what they're doing. And these are people that should not. And we know for a fact because it happens here in LA. We see this happen in LA. We're literally on location watching it happen. So I'm telling you guys, the people doing this are not qualified to do their job. By the way, a lot of them are taking the bribe money to do the job. It's $50,000. You can get a sign-up bonus, put a mask over your face. They give you a gun. And you can go around and do whatever you want. That's the etiquette right now. Dean Cain will tell you that. Dean Cain will tell you he took the $50,000 bonus and he signed up because he went from Superman to supervillain overnight. Because that's what you become when you take a payout like that, a bonus sign up, because they need people. They need to find people to do this awful job that's completely anti-constitutional. Okay, you guys know my take on it, but let's hear Trump and just listen to his language. And again, this isn't about Hitler, Trump. This is about this is the model they use to pit us right and left against each other and blame everything on domestic terrorism and get one side to say, bring on the force. Bring on the force. And by the way, the left is just as guilty of this when it comes to January 6th. And you know who you are. You said the same thing. But this is what Trump is saying right now.
This is organized. They're committing acts of political terrorism on American soil. And it's time we had a government that looked out for the American people rather than the people who are committing violence against the American people.
When you go out to Portland and you see what's happening in Portland, this is like nobody's ever seen anything like it every night. And this has gone on for years. They just burned the place down, and you know the shop owners, most of them have left, but the few shops that are open, they just use plywood and just like 3/4-inch plywood. They don't put storefronts because they know it's going to be burned down. These are professional agitators.
That's right.
These are bad people, and they're paid a lot of money by rich people, some of whom we know. I'm sure I know some. I don't. If I knew, I wouldn't associate because I'll be in trouble because Pam will say, "Why are you associating with this person?" But I will tell you that these are bad people, and they're paying a lot of money, millions of dollars. But take a look at Portland sometime. These are wild. These are crazy people, and they're trying to burn down buildings, including federal buildings. And on my list of things that I want to do before we finish up with the cities, because I think we're going to whip the cities back into shape, and we have to. We cannot let our cities, and that's a small example, but it's the most violent example. It's every night, and they've done it for years. You'd think maybe at some point they made their point, and what are they doing? But we're going to get out there, and we're going to do a pretty big number of those people in Portland that are doing that. They're professional agitators and anarchists. They're actually anarchists, yeah. Go ahead, why don't you defend? Let's see you defend them, Jeff.
No, I'm not defending anyone. I just want, so that we can just explain this in our stories. Could you name a couple?
You don't explain it right, though, Jeff. Go ahead, let's go. Maybe let's give you another chance. Go ahead.
Antifa, Soros, what names are we talking about?
Well, Soros is a name certainly that I keep hearing. I don't know, but Soros is a name that I hear. I hear a lot of different names. I hear names of some pretty rich people that are radical left people. Maybe I hear about a guy named Reid Hoffman. Somebody's a pretty rich guy, I guess, and I hear about him. I don't know. Maybe could be him. Could be a lot of people. We hear the same names, but they're bad, and we're going to find out. And if they are funding these things, they're going to have some problems because they're agitators and they're anarchists.
Okay, so you guys see how the game is played. You guys see how the game is played. I'm going to show you how the game is actually played even closer, because this is the kind of chaos that is theatrically contrived in order to justify this type of response. Let me show you. This is what was going on in Portland by ICE. This is what ICE is doing in order to stir up the commotion and present something that's out of control, therefore justifying the reaction, which is always aggressive. That's how it works. You create the chaos so you can justify the aggressive reaction to the chaos. That's a tried and true formula. We see it all the time. This is the chaos created by ICE.
Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back! Multiple warnings to get back.
So again, we've seen this time and time again since this started back in June. So over the last several months, this is what's been going on in LA. This is what goes on in Chicago. This is going on in Portland right now. It justifies this type of action from Trump at the request of Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem. I'm directing Secretary of War. I love that. Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, to provide all necessary troops to protect war-ravaged Portland and any of our ICE facilities under siege from attack by Antifa. There it is. There it is. The attacks by Antifa. When you have people protesting ICE, rightfully so, it gets turned into Antifa. Now we can look at Antifa situations. We saw during George Floyd what that means. Are they provocateurs? Trump talks about that, but he's alluding in that clip you saw. He's alluding to what? Billionaires funding it? Which billionaires? Well, I don't know. George Soros comes to mind. I don't know who. Do you think it might be possible that the same people are funding everything in order to create the chaos, therefore justifying the aggressive reaction to that chaos? I am authorizing full force if necessary. Thank you for the, he always ends it with thank you for the attention to this matter. Mehdi Hassan says, if ever there was a time not to normalize Trump's authoritarian fever dreams, this is it. This should be impeachable. War ravaged Portland. He's insane and insanely power hungry. The script is set. Call it imaginary group of terror group, and then send in the troops. And this is important. That was a video of Portland yesterday. What you just saw, which is, I guess, on the 27th. This was just 4 days ago. Wake up. Their entire business model requires that us normal folk hate each other. Right on. Right on. Left versus right, white versus blacks, Latinos, immigrants, Christians versus Muslims, and so they can continue looting public money. The real enemy of the U.S. is Israel, not Antifa. Unfortunately, there's too many people like this in Portland that are ready to egg on a military state, and they have no problem saying this on camera.
So happy that Trump is sending the National Guard in here. I live in this building. We both live in this building. We've been asking for help for months, and we're finally going to get it.
When do you think they're coming?
When? Not soon enough, man. Not soon enough.
What do you want to see happen?
I want them to come in and mess them up and just annihilate these people. Whatever force they need. Whatever force they need. Gals like her and the other people that live in the building. Watch out. They're the ones. They're the ones that I'm concerned about. So they're afraid to come out of the building. So I've been coming out every night, every day to help them, to make sure that they're okay. She won't even leave the building now.
Are you afraid of the protesters?
Very. It's an extreme mob mentality to me, which means nothing is as it should be.
So are you excited that Trump's deploying the troops here?
Very excited. I cannot wait.
I can't wait for them to leave.
Forever and ever. Amen.
And if they don't leave, I'm going to bring in the gypsy jokers.
So yeah, unknowingly, what they are egging on again is a military state that's only going to work against everyone because they are, as they said, scared to death of the protesters. But the environment is created by the people in power in order to justify this. And you should know, if if you were rooting for the January 6th people to have due process and to be treated like normal American citizens, and now you're on the side of bringing the military, teach these people a lesson, you better stop and look in the mirror, because this is not, you're not lining up with your values. This is not okay. This is not okay. And so that was Portland. This is in Chicago. Now this is the chaos in Chicago. It's in process of happening. By the way, just to be clear on the Portland timeline, what we know is that the military will be arriving on Thursday. So we're going to have a follow-up for you guys on this in 2 days. But right now, nothing's going on. They just had to create, and we know this because we have a reporter, a journalist colleague out there right now in Portland who's telling us that nothing's actually going on right now. The ICE created a little chaos in order to justify what we said. Trump saying we're sending in military. So they will be arriving on Thursday to take care of the problem which they created. That's what's happening. And then Trump supporters are cheering this on like this is a good thing. It's not a good thing. And by the way, you have a right to yell at ICE officers just as long as you don't threaten their lives. So here's what's going on in Chicago. You guys might have seen this, but I think this is pretty funny to see this biker get chased down by ICE. And he's a delivery driver in Chicago, and he makes it away. It's actually pretty fun to watch. So check this one out. Go, 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 go. Go, 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 go. Oh, he made it. Good for you, man. Good for you. He got away. And what was he running from? From these ICE guys that they're I'll take that off. What was he running? What were they so upset about? That they weren't trained for that? Probably not. And you see a lot of those guys are in masks. We talk about the 50,000 bonus they get for signing up. Dean Cain will tell you that. He took the money. He needed it. He was out of work. So they're very sensitive, very emotional. A delivery driver on a bike who's delivering food, you have to go chase him down because you don't like the way he yelled at you. So that's what we're dealing with. And we see the situation in Portland. We see the situation in Chicago. We know that these situations are created on purpose to create the divide and make us cheer on bringing in military to take you take care of those suckers over there. You take care of those problems. They're the problem. Domestic terrorists. And make no mistake, the domestic terrorist label is used on both sides. You have a short-term memory if you don't remember that the same thing was used by Biden against January 6 people. Domestic terrorism. F those people. They don't deserve trial. Round them up. So both sides are guilty of doing it, but understand that we're being pit against each other in order to justify this type of aggressive reaction, which we do every time. It's like textbook. It's textbook like clockwork. We do it here on our own soil. We also do it on foreign soil. Make no mistake, October 7th, 9/11, these are events we create in order to justify military and aggressive behavior of a reaction where we're breaking our own rules. We break our own rules, but it's for a greater good. That's the methodology. It works every time. Let's not let it work every time anymore. Okay? So that's where we are. We stand firm on this. We'll keep our eye on Portland, see how that goes down. The military coming in by Thursday. We're keeping our eye on Chicago. We're talking with Kit Cabello in Harlan's Media, keeping an eye on what's happening in Chicago. And of course, we're here in LA, and we'll keep you guys posted on that. Okay, let me take a moment to introduce you to our good friends over at World Harvest Food Bank right here in LA. World Harvest has been serving families across Los Angeles for 18 years now, and they started with this simple idea. Everyone deserves access to healthy, affordable food no matter what they're going through. With their Cart with a Heart program, families can walk away with a full cart of groceries, fresh produce, dairy, meat, and pantry supplies for just a $50 contribution. That's for the entire cart. That same cart would cost over $300 at a typical grocery store. At World Harvest, everyone is welcome. They don't ask for income verification, ID, or any paperwork. No. Basically, their doors are open to anyone who's doing their best, but just needs a little extra push to get by. If you're an Angelino like me, you know the times have been tough here. First with all the union strikes, the LA fires, and now the ICE raids going on. It seems like we're living in a constant state of uncertainty. And that's why it's so important to support local charities like World Harvest, because they aren't just helping the community. They're an essential function in its very survival. World Harvest is located at Venice and Arlington. And right now, you can use our special discount code THL20 for 20% off your contribution amount at checkout. And if you're not in the LA area, you can still help out with a $50 donation, which will provide a full cart of food for a family by going to worldharvestfoodbank.org or scan the QR code for more info. Or you can just spread the word. Follow them online. Let people know they're here for them, because at the end of the day, it's about providing choice, access, and relief without barriers. World Harvest Food Bank. End hunger now.